What is millimeter wave technology and why should you care? So Tim, what is millimeter wave technology?
Millimeter wave technology refers to radios that transmit signal where the wavelength is less than a millimeter.
Okay.
So it's a really short wavelength, which means the frequency is high. One example of that we use is a frequency band known as 60 gigahertz,
Okay.
or 60,000 hertz if you don't want to do the math. But basically, it allows higher data throughput over shorter range. So the higher the frequency, the more bandwidth you can push through, but the distance or the range of a communication signal from that is reduced rather drastically.
So Tim, what type of speeds do you get out of millimeter wave technology?
Yeah, the speeds you can get out of millimeter wave technology are really incredible. I mean, multiple gigabits easily. So in different ones, in different cases, but fiber-like speeds.
Sure.
So what we're offering out to the end users with this wave technology on our network is speeds up to 500 megabits per second symmetrical. So that's 500 megabits per second download, 500 megabits per second upload at this point.
So Tim, where is this technology available and why is it not available everywhere?
Yeah, so on our network, we've deployed it in a few very specific locations. One is the new tower we have in the Orbisonia area that serves Orbisonia and Rockhill, and we also have it in Shade Gap. So the reasons that we don't have it other places because, again, the technology has limitations. The throughput is great, but the range is not. So the first thing we need is customers close to the tower. So a lot of our locations, we're up on a ridge top, and most of the customers are at least 1 or 2 miles away.
Sure.
That's not a good use case. In the cases where we're using it, we have a lot of people within hundreds of feet, quarter mile, half a mile, and so on. And that's why we're able to offer at those locations. The other thing that's important to offer the speed is, how fast is our link to the internet from that tower site? So we call that our backhaul. We really need sufficient speeds out to the internet from these sites. And in both of these cases, we have these towers are fiber fed. So
Okay.
we have fiber directly to the tower, which allows us a significant amount of bandwidth.
So Tim, how does the technology actually work and what are some of the pros and cons?
So the wave technology with 60 gigahertz works similarly to any other wireless radio.
Yeah.
It's going to transmit signal through the air. So the benefits are the higher throughput. Definitely the cons is shorter range. Another thing that you got to watch out for is that rain affects it.
Okay.
So rain can affect your signal. The nice thing about what we're using is the radios don't just connect at the 60 gigahertz, they also connect at 5 gigahertz, which isn't really impacted by rain. So during a rain event, the connection stays up. It just transfers to another radio wave, if you will, and keeps the connection up, and the speed's still fairly high. So, another pro is that we can get fiber-like speeds in an area without having to get fiber to every house, and we can do it relatively quickly.
All right, Tim, so how does this help the customer?
Yeah, so for most people, you're not going to notice the difference between speeds that might be 50 megs versus 500 megs for your average internet user. But when you're doing big downloads or big uploads, these are going to get really quickly. And for people that just want to have these kind of speeds because they want the best or want the fastest that's available, it's here. We can offer it in those areas.
So in summary, the millimeter wave technology allows Upward Broadband to provide some customers in the Orbisonia and Shade Gap areas with speeds of up to 500 megabits per second up and down. So we hope you found this valuable, and thanks for watching.